Men going their own way is a philosophy many men are embracing regardless of what society claims MGTOW is. If you're going your own way too, you might have already experienced lots of benefits, such as greater freedom, detachment, self-control, and whatnot. However, some men are still not convinced this way of life is beneficial. In fact, a comment from Josh Nex in one of my previous videos said, MGTOW, going to where exactly? Loneliness, boredom, obscurity. Yeah, we ain't going nowhere. This one comment inspired me to make this video, so today I will explain where MGTOW are heading towards, and Josh, I am sure you will perfectly understand this. Guys, stay tuned because I am about to dissipate any questions and doubts you may have. But before we go deeper, let me share the comment of the day. Sizzy Mac said, no matter how high her value, women reserve the right to change their mind at any time for any reason. Stay vigilant. Sizzy Mac, don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5. As usual, guys, I will pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most light, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment, and you may be our next winner. Now, back to the video. Let's first understand the foundational principles of MGTOW. Most of you are probably familiar with the statement of MGTOW, but let's quickly go over it. It's a claim of self-ownership, where the modern man preserves and protects his own sovereignty above all else. It is the manifestation of one word, no. Ejecting silly preconceptions and cultural definitions of what a man is. Looking to no one else for social cues. Refusing to bow, serve, and kneel for the opportunity to be treated like a disposable utility. And living according to his own best interests in a world which he would rather not. It's common to misinterpret the self-interest part, but this has nothing to do with blind selfishness or not giving a flying fuck about everyone else. It's rather a response to the male disposability society takes for granted. Yes, men suffer more from depression and suicide. Men tend to work risky jobs and die more in war, yet we are told that men are privileged as opposed to women. What I mean is that overall society does not mention men's struggles in reality, whereas if a woman has any kind of struggle, it's the end of the world. Most men going their own way realized this and much more, so a community was formed in order to allow men to encourage each other. Men are waking up to the lies society perpetrated for many decades. Disney, mothers, and schools were wrong about female nature. Well, to be honest, both Disney and schools painted an unrealistic picture of female nature that has deceived thousands of men. Divorces, mistreatment by the judicial system, and hostile propaganda toward men is nothing but the tip of the iceberg. However, MGTOW is not a place to complain and cry. It's a place where men share their experiences to learn from each other too. Many men in the community have been through difficulties, but came out stronger, so they share how they solve their problems and the rest can learn. As they say, if you learn from your past mistakes, you're smart. But if you learn from someone else's mistakes, you're wise. Yes, the men embracing the philosophy are saving thousands of dollars and sleepless nights thanks to this movement. Here's one place we're going, a place of higher awareness. Let me recall something important and make an example to illustrate my. Religion is considered evil because of the fanaticism many religious people have, but religion itself is not the problem. The problem is how people make use of it. If you ask someone who has converted to a religion after years subscribed to another set of beliefs, you can ask them and learn why they made that decision. Most of them will mention some near-death experience, heartbreak, or struggle, but then they find God and live happily. These people don't do any harm. They practice their religion and even become better thanks to interpreting the religion and its teachings in a healthy and coherent way. Therefore, they're far away from bigotry and toxicity. I'm going to be real, some men in MGTOW do hate women, but they didn't get the point of the philosophy. While these bitter guys are still getting over breakups and making assumptions about women, other men just focus on improving themselves. They use heartbreak and struggle as the fuel to propel themselves to a higher level. They do their work, and after a few years being undesired by women, now that they're successful, they get women's attention. Interestingly, the majority of these men who understood the message of MGTOW are happier living a life of singlehood and don't want to get involved with entitled, promiscuous, or unstable women. So, another place we go. Happiness. Here's a story to illustrate how a good understanding of this philosophy could benefit you and where it will take you. And no, it's not loneliness, boredom, or obscurity. Marrying or getting involved in a relationship is juice not worth the squeeze. If anyone has a problem with this, argue with logic, not dogmas. I am what women call the non-select guy. So far, when I was younger, and I wanted to be in a relationship, I was not good enough for them. They wanted the bad boys, the cool guys, and so on. I was too nice, too tame, not thrilling enough, etc. Fair point. Now, eventually, I came to a place where I have established myself, making well above 6 figures and jet-setting the world. Guess who is interested now? All those women who so far thought I wasn't good enough, now fucked over by their heartthrobs, sometimes with a baby or two. Now suddenly, I am desirable to them. However, considering I came this far alone, while normies were rejecting me, I have no desire to masquerade as a happy normie, or to associate myself with an old, post-wall normie woman. I also have no desire to associate myself with a younger normie woman trying to jump on my running train. I am fundamentally not desirable enough for them, without my establishment and money, and they are not fundamentally useful for me. There is nothing they can do at this stage that will have any fundamental connection with me. Fundamental connection is an important thing. Women want to claim a fundamental connection with a man, but they do it with a man who has developed and reached the finished line all by himself. Women don't care about a man's struggles. They hang out at the finish line and choose the winner. In practice, it's just a ruse. They want to claim some unverifiable magic bullshit to compensate for their fading youth and beauty. Even if they were speaking the truth, it'd be like drilling down his existence to force yourself in, like a mosquito puncturing your skin. The correct time to build a fundamental connection is when you are young and your brain is still developing. Unfortunately, at that time, the woman is interested in other types of men, and her fundamental connection is actually built with them. If she fucks them, then she will always have a connection with them. That's why pretty much pair bonding is a thing of the past. Now these cum dumpsters, finally at an old age with fading levels of physical attractiveness, want to build a new connection with me. No thanks. It's disgusting. It's disgusting because this is an afterthought, and only after they became some cum dumpsters. Some of them even claim that they have money, a house, allegedly interesting hobbies, skills, and they want to be a helpmate, necessary in place, or I have a reliable outsourcing option. These people have been working with me so far, and they have a deeper situational awareness. They fit in my world like clockwork. A woman that was floating around elsewhere so far suddenly trying to anchor herself with me is not going to replace that. Altogether at this stage, there is no value a woman can add to my life. Deeper connection needs to be built early on, not as an afterthought when her ovaries start to shrink and she starts scrambling for an escape plan from where she so far wanted to be. No amount of her money/hobby/skills makes her desirable above the people I already have in place to do those same things. Spirituality. Oftentimes cringy new age stuff/grown-up love. All of these are restrictive notions designed as an excuse to attempt to compensate for her declining physical assets. Throwing a little bit of affection at me and offering the option to now in my 30s to become a normie is not dignified. Chad and Tyrone have been doing that 15 years ahead of me. There is nothing appealing in finally having an intimate partner now. In fact, the idea of being a late-coming normie is fucking disgusting. So far, I wasn't good enough for them, but now they are below me. However, women have a shelf life, which depends on the man's achievements. For me, the shelf life of all women is past anyway for any long-term meaningful relationships or marriage. Yes, women's past matters. The past is the indicator of the present. Period. If we consider, for the sake of argument, that a previously promiscuous woman is a born-again virgin who washes the man's feet with her hair, she's still a cum dumpster with foreign DNA in her brain. Considering I came alone this far, while she was busy elsewhere, she may be granted no part in my life now that I have seen success. She may continue what she has so far chosen above me. If it was her mistake, she has to live with it and lie in the bed she made. I will not be an escape door for her own choices. I will not be an afterthought where she scrambles to force herself in once her ovaries start shrinking and clocks start ticking. Thanks to the nature of her afterthought, such women should not have the privilege of emotional intimacy with me. They can negotiate those with the normies they were interested in so far. I will not be the leader of the second rank. I will not be there when the afterthought strikes. As you can see, this man was told to fuck off when he was young, whereas now that he has resources, he is vastly desired. He doesn't mean all women are like this. He mostly refers to the hookup culture and women hitting the wall who want to settle down after a long time participating in the hookup culture. However, this man is well off in every metric and lives a fulfilled life without a woman. He's not hating women, but rather exposing how they generally think. He has made his own decisions without hurting anyone, and guess what? He's doing great. He's in a place of freedom. So here are the places MGTOW are going to: awareness, happiness, and freedom. This is a metaphor, of course, but you get the idea. I cannot stress this enough. This philosophy will work only if you use it correctly. When going your own way, you take stock, learn from the past, and go for the best version of yourself you can become. MGTOW are not protesting on the streets, looting and rioting like feminists do. We rather share impressions and tips about how to make the most of our lives. That's it for today's video. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Have you ever thought about MGTOW this way? What does MGTOW mean to you? Do you have a success story? If so, feel free to share it. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, hit the like and subscribe buttons, comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.